Thanks for coming to Pitch Day for 100K. I love pitch days because it's always a great day to pitch. Today, we're hearing from Desert Shrimp Games. Rafa's going to tell us about that. We average about 15 or 20 companies for every one that gets selected to pitch. So congratulations, guys, on making it through the grind. Before we get started, just a couple of things for those who are new to our program. Startup NV is Nevada's statewide nonprofit startup accelerator and incubator. We operate count them five, programs for entrepreneurs or founders for for-profit investment funds and syndicates. Our nonprofit is supported by government grants and corporate sponsors in the short term, and over the long term by the accelerator companies pledging a small amount of their stock, and our investors who give back 5% of the profits from investing to the nonprofit. So we run Pitch Day for 100K every other Wednesday, where companies come to pitch for the Q&A that happens right after their pitch, and for entry into our accelerator program, which comes with an investment from FundNV, our pre-seed fund, added to by our investor syndicate for an average of about $124,000 per investment, plus a matching amount from Nevada's SSBCI program. So all told, that means you'll get at least $100,000, hopefully more if you do make it into the accelerator. We've made 17 direct investments since 2021, ranging anywhere from 50K on the low end up to $1.8 million on the high end. Now I got to say some legal stuff so we don't get in trouble. The founders who are pitching today for investment are pitching to our SEC-approved venture capital fund and our accredited investor syndicate. The pitches today are directed to our investors. We do invite the whole community to attend for educational purposes, kind of like watching Shark Tank. The educational component is critical to our development mission in economic development mission in Nevada. So once again, the pitches today are not a general solicitation for investment. For information about all these accredited investor programs and what all that means, please visit our site at startupnv.org. End of legal stuff. Our nonprofit work here in the community would not be possible without financial help from the grants I talked about from the city of Las Vegas, Clark County, the Nevada Governor's Office of Economic Development, or GOED, as we like to call them, and the EDA, and our corporate sponsors, Eide Bailly and KPMG. Thank you very much for your support. Our Incubate Vegas program finale is wrapping up this Saturday, May 6th. That starts at noon, with the participants in that program getting to make presentations starting at noon. It'll go as long as we have presentations to review. And our Angel NV investor group selected our winners, our investments for 2023, two companies, Ataract and SurgiStream. We've raised $340,000 to invest in those two companies. And that amount's growing a little bit day by day as more people find out about it and say, hey, can I still get in? The answer to that is yes, you can get in. Just send us an email. So you can send an email to me, Jeff@startupnv.org or Ray@startupnv.org, and we'll figure out a way to get you onboarded as long as you do it this week. And that's all the announcements for today. So let's get ready to begin. Rafa from Desert Shrimp Games, or DSG as we like to call them, you guys are up first.
Hi, my name is Rafael Kataszyński, and I'm a CEO and co-founder of Desert Shrimp Games, as Jeff mentioned, DSG in short. How many of us like video games? How many of us would like to create games? Looking at the massive acquisitions on the market recently, like Microsoft and Activision deal for almost $70 billion, and hearing about all the successful games that earn millions, we could be under impression, but just because of the sheer size, this is a very easy market to be successful on. Unfortunately, sorry, I have to switch to the, I'm on the wrong side. I think, yes. Oh. Unfortunately, this couldn't be further from the truth. The harsh reality is that no one is waiting for your game. Just let's consider the biggest PC marketplace, Steam, where around 6,000 games are released annually, but only about 2.5% of 150 titles are successful, understood as a return of development costs, nothing more. Of course, there is also like 1% of very, very successful titles, but those are just exception from the rule. Additionally, development costs of games in the US start around $1 million. This practically limits games we can develop here to double and triple A titles, so very, very expensive games. All indie-style games with lower budgets are off limits. this hugely diminishes our entrepreneurs' access and ability to create new studios and deliver great games to the market. First, you have to be extremely lucky to get a huge investment to finance your idea, and then beat 99% of the market to make your game successful. Odds are extremely against you. This is where we, Desert Shrimp Games, come in. We empower Nevada entrepreneurs to launch successful game studios. Thanks to the great partnership with strong and successful publishers, game operators, and Walkabout Games, and using tested and validated model to create titles that sell, we can outperform before mentioned market statistic by 30 times. We currently have access to over 5.5 million fan base across over 10 franchises, but sold more than 7 million copies and made more than $80 million in revenue. All of that with very, very positive reviews. How big is our market? How large is this opportunity? Our TAM are PC and console games, which size is estimated to around $90 billion. What we are focusing on are indie games, as mentioned, games with smaller budgets, well below $1 million. It is about 1% of the total game market, so almost $2 billion. As our song, we have identified the revenue we want to achieve in our first 5 years, so $30 million. To give you like a more idea how large the gaming market is, it is significantly larger than film and music industries combined, and it is growing, expected to be more than $225 billion in 2025. As you can judge from what I already said, we are facing competition. However, what sets us apart is a combination of factors, but hugely improve our chances of success and maximizes return on investment when releasing a title. We have streamlined development costs, and because of a big fan base, our customer acquisition costs are very low. Catalog of already published games shows we know how to deliver games that sell and are very successful. Our business model has two elements. The first is us being a game studio ourselves, producing and marketing our own titles and creating our own franchises. Second, and main element of the ecosystem is the project-based bootcamp accelerator. What we are doing is recruiting talents, entrepreneurs here in Nevada that are motivated and interested in producing games. We help them set up their businesses and provide them with financing and assistance in creating their first games. No development skills are needed, as the actual dev work will be done by a skillful developer team in Poland, so the costs can be kept low. We are accelerating games studios across 3 stages of gradually increasing complexity of titles. First 2 stages will be based on expanding existing franchises that are already successful and have a big player base. Thanks to this, we are significantly increasing chances of success on the first, most crucial stages of studio growth. These two stages will give the accelerated studio good experience and track record and build them up for success in the first stage, where we want them to become independent and work on a really large project, not necessarily based on our franchises. We will support the studios on each stage of acceleration, but the further we go, the less of a support we provide to build, independent, strong entities. That's the actual point of the program. Very important part of the process is mentoring and entrepreneurship development of the participants to poise them for success on each stage of their growth as business persons. In this aspect, we have teamed up with Startup NV, which is providing business mentoring, while DSG focuses on game production support and related mentoring. This creates a very strong synergy effect that gives entrepreneurs all the knowledge and skill needed to succeed as a game studio owner. The basic of this model were well tested in Poland and led to creation of a very strong industry and dozens of companies. What DSG is doing is greatly improving on experience of my Polish friends and creates unique ecosystem in our home state. We are not only helping to successfully deliver new games to the market, but actually helping entrepreneurs launch businesses that have much higher than normal chances of success. When talking about success, we deliver a unmatched success rate for our industry. We outperform it by 30 times. Out of 13 titles, 7 were very successful and 3 successful. You may also notice that we are seeing newer movies in Star Wars universe or Marvel universe, or games from Assassin's Creed. Why is that? It's simple. It's much easier to capitalize on existing IP that has a fan base than to create a completely new one. You may have noticed that we do the same in our model. We capitalize on previous successes to create new values, new titles. Of course, nothing is sure or given, and we still need to deliver good products, but this is exactly what we and talents we work with can do. This is the exact point of our ecosystem. On each step, we want to maximize the return on investment, minimize the risk, and poise our studios and DSG itself for success. Desert Shrimp Games is currently accelerating the first game studio. The company has already delivered their first product to the market, which I think at this point should already paid for its development costs. We are also working our own titles. One is a bigger franchise we are developing based on a great AI technology that allows you to play in any city in the world. Our revenue model is based on 4 income sources. The first are our titles we will deliver to the market. This income stream will arrive relatively quickly. Then there is a partial sale of our shares in the game studios we are accelerating, but within about 4 or 5 years from inception, each studio should get to a dividend level, which will be the third income stream for us. The last source, not included in the projection, is sales of license rights to our own franchises. It is important to note that, as you may see, at some point we are reaching a snowball effect of accumulating revenues from different sources, while our costs remain practically the same. We have gathered a highly experienced team of seasoned entrepreneurs, having experience on different stages of company development on different managerial positions, CEO, CTO, CFO, you name it. Creativity, market knowledge, game production experience, millions of financing acquired, IPOs, and successful multi exits. We have all what is needed to ensure success of this project. We are asking for 300K as safe with 5 million cap and 20% discount. This will allow us to accelerate 4 studios, pass the second stage, and poise them for success. We also need funds to produce our own strong franchises and cover overhead and marketing costs. We presently have more than 60K invested in the company. Our exit strategy involves being acquired at some point by a larger player. There is a strong tendency on the market to consolidate. Acquisition is viewed as the best way to acquire franchises and talents. Only in 2022, game market ate itself. Value of transaction was close to the total market valuation. There are thousands of deals on different levels and sizes of studio development. And thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks for coming out today. And just a couple of notes before we wrap up. Investors, if you're curious about startup investing, we have 4 different opportunities for accredited investors. Fund NV2, a $2 million accelerator fund that is the follow-up to Fund NV1, which is still finishing up our investments through the rest of 2023. Angel NV, which is our annual conference fund, 1864, our $10 million seed fund, and our syndicate, which does deal-by-deal investing. So check out the investor page at startupnv.org to find out more. And you can, if you're interested, you can sign up there or fill out an interest form, and we'll have a conversation about it. And thanks again to everybody who listened in and asked questions. We're going to see you right back here, taking a little break for the next couple of weeks. June 14th is our next date. You'll hear from 2 more Nevada startups, and we'll share a big announcement about something we've been working on to make our startup community even stronger. So that's your intrigue to come back on June 14th and see the next pitch day. Until then, please take care of yourself, and if you can, someone else too.